Yo, Stock Talk Daily crew, buckle up. Peloton Interactive, ticker PTON, is like a treadmill stuck on max speed, wild swings, big dreams, and a stock that's got Wall Street sweating. Today, we're diving into whether PTON's ready to sprint to new highs or crash like a bad spin class. Stick around for the full breakdown, from fundamentals to technicals, and a hot take that'll make you rethink this fitness giant. As of July 13, 2025, PTON's trading at $6.38, down 5.06% in the last 24 hours, and it's been a rough ride. This stock's been chopping like a bad DJ mix, down 3.77% this week and a brutal 17.57% this month. But here's the twist, it's still up 73.37% over the past year. We're testing key support around $6 and the vibes are tense. Will it hold, or are we about to see a faceplant? Let's find out. Alright, let's pop the hood on PTON's financial engine. Buckle up, because it's a mixed bag. P/E ratio, not applicable, PTON's not profitable yet, so no P/E here. It's like trying to calculate the calories burned in a nap. Forward P/E, around 70, based on analyst estimates for next year's earnings. That's pricey, like a $200 yoga mat. EPS growth. Last quarter's EPS was 12 cents, missing estimates of 7 cents by a mile. Analysts expect 7 cents next quarter, so the bleeding's slowing, but it's not exactly Usain Bolt level speed. Row. Zero. Nada. Zilch. With negative shareholder equity of $494 million, PTON's row is like trying to lift weights with no muscles. Debt to equity. A hefty 4.03, with $1.99 billion in debt against $914 million in cash. This is like maxing out your credit card to buy a Peloton Bike Plus. Current ratio. 1.68, solid enough to cover short-term bills, like having enough protein shakes for the week. This company's running a high-risk, high-reward race, leaning hard on its subscription model to keep the lights on. 2/3 of revenue comes from subscriptions, which is like the gym membership you keep paying for even if you don't show up. Let's talk charts, fam. PTON's dancing around a critical support at $6. If it holds, we could see a bounce back to $7.40 or even $8.55, where resistance is waiting like a grumpy gym coach. Break above $8, and we're talking a potential sprint to $10.55. But if $6 cracks? Yikes, next stop could be $4, and that's a wipeout. Keep your eyes glued to these levels, because this stock's got more drama than a reality TV show. Time to nerd out on the charts. 20-day moving average, $6.75, just above the current price. PTON's flirting with a breakdown here. 50-day moving average, $7.20. It crossed above the 50-day on May 12, 2025, signaling a short-term bullish vibe, but it's fading fast. 200-day moving average, $8.10. PTON's way below this, screaming, bearish trend, louder than a spin instructor yelling, push. The MACD just turned negative, and the stochastic oscillators hinting at a possible oversold bounce. Mixed signals, folks. This stock's like a workout playlist that can't decide between chill yoga and heavy metal. PTON's last earnings on May 8, 2025, were a sweat-soaked miss. EPS came in at 12 cents, worse than the expected 7 cents, and the stock tanked 6.73% post-report. Revenue was $624 million, just shy of the $623.63 million forecast. The good news? Net loss shrank 48.15% from the prior quarter, and churn rates are improving. New CEO Peter Stern's growth strategy and a repowered, used equipment marketplace are sparking some hope, but macro headwinds and a Senate bill snubbing HSA provisions for fitness are weighing heavy. PTON's in the leisure products game, battling names like Yeti, Mattel, and Planet Fitness. Compared to the industry, PTON's killing it with a 73.37% return over the past year, while the leisure sector's down 9%. But here's the catch. PTON's high debt and negative profitability make it riskier than a CrossFit newbie trying a 200-pound deadlift. Planet Fitness, with its stable gym model, looks like the safer bet, while PTON's betting big on its tech-driven subscription platform to outshine competitors. Wall Street's got mixed feels on PTON. Of 12 analysts, it's a moderate buy with 5 buys and 7 holds. Average price target, $7.90, about 18.98% upside from $6.64. Goldman Sachs bumped their target to $10, but UBS and Citi are more like, hold at $8.50. I'm skeptical. Those targets feel optimistic for a company still bleeding cash. Show me consistent profits, and I'll start believing the hype. Over on X, PTON's a hot topic. Some traders are hyped, calling for a breakout above $7.40 to $10.55, citing an inverse head and shoulders pattern. Others are like, this stock's choppier than a stormy sea. Avoid, Reddit's quieter, but the vibe's cautious. Investors are burned from PTON's 96% drop since COVID highs. Sentiments split. Half see a comeback kid, half see a fad fading like low-rise jeans. Risks. Near term. High debt, $1.99 billion, and negative earnings could choke growth. Macro slowdowns might crush discretionary spending on fancy bikes. Long term. If PTON can't scale subscriptions or compete with cheaper fitness apps, it's toast. Bankruptcy whispers aren't loud, but they're there. Catalysts. Bullish. New CEO Peter Stern's strategy in the used equipment marketplace could boost revenue. Improving churn and margins are green flags. Bearish. Another earnings miss or weak guidance could tank the stock. A failure to break $8 resistance might signal a longer downtrend. Flashback to 2021. PTON was a $50 billion market cap darling at $171 a share. Now? It's down 96% from those COVID highs, a brutal reminder of hype bubbles. The lesson? Don't chase fads without fundamentals. PTON's 73.37% gain in the past year shows it's got fight left, but it's still a shadow of its former self. Investors who bought at $13 during its 2024 dip are sitting pretty, though patience pays. Aggressive. Buy now at $6.38, aiming for $8.55 resistance. Set a tight stop loss at $5.80 to limit downside. If it breaks $8, ride it to $10. Moderate. Wait for a close above $7.40 with strong volume to confirm a bullish trend. Target $10. Stop at $6.50. Conservative. Sit on the sidelines until PTON shows consistent profits or breaks the 200-day MA, $8.10. Too risky for now. Yo, Stock Talk Daily fam, what's your play on PTON? Are you buying this dip, holding tight, or running for the hills? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's see if you're Team Bull or Team Bear. Mark your calendars. PTON's next earnings drop on August 21, 2025. Analysts expect 7 cents EPS and $580.37 million in revenue. Also, keep an eye on Fed interest rate moves. Any hint of cuts could lift consumer discretionary stocks like PTON. Macro data on retail spending could sway sentiment, too. Alright, let's wrap this sweat session. PTON's a high-octane stock with big potential and bigger risks. It's got a loyal subscriber base and a new CEO shaking things up, but that debt load and negative earnings are like carrying a kettlebell during a marathon. Technicals scream caution, but a breakout above $7.40 could spark a rally. My take? Hold for now, wait for a clearer signal or better fundamentals. This ain't a sprint, it's a long grind. Legal disclaimer. This is not financial advice. Always do your own research before trading or investing. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. If you love this breakdown, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell for daily stock fire. This is Stock Talk Daily, and we're out.